Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you for your kind words of welcome. It's a great pleasure, as always, to be in Kerry. My apologies, Marie and Arthur and Phil, that I missed your words of welcome. I was delayed presenting the certificates at Senior College Dunleary, a fabulous institution, thousands of students and further education, very big attendance, very joyous occasion, and doubly joyous as we wait, Rory, for the completion of the Blackrock Town Hall project, which will see that college getting a new home in February next year. I want to begin, first of all, by taking the opportunity to say hello to one of our members who can't be with us here tonight. And I know that all of you will join with me in wishing our colleague, Senator Jimmy Hart, a good recovery, and our thoughts are with him. Colleagues, we all know that this is an important conference for the Labour Party. But before we begin our work this weekend, I believe that it is worth pausing for a few minutes to reflect on why we're here in the first place. What is it that has made all of us members of the Labour Party? Maybe it was a problem in the workplace which caused some of you to join a trade union. Maybe it was an issue in your local area that prompted you to get together with a few neighbours and start a residents' association, or maybe it was a meeting in your local area where you were among the first to put your hand up and to say, yes, I want to get involved in sorting this out. Or maybe you were like Deputy John Lyons or Deputy Eamon Gilmore, teachers in disadvantaged areas who thought, my pupils deserve a better chance in life. Or maybe you were like Arthur Spring, who was brought up in a labour and trade union tradition that was about helping your neighbours with all of their problems and trying to bring more jobs to your county. We're all here for different reasons, but we are all here because Labour people are volunteers. People who step up to the challenge, who see a problem and who want to fix it, who see a wrong and who want to right it. That is who we are. That is who we have always been. From the earliest pioneers of our movement, who came from tenements and thatched cottages and wanted a better life for working people, to those who joined the party in more recent times because they wanted to extend the boundaries of personal and social freedoms. Labour people are campaigners and organisers and canvassers. But we're also negotiators. We know how to go into a county manager or a social welfare officer or an employer and get a better deal for the people that we represent. We are not afraid of honourable compromise because we know when to come back a few weeks later and to start arguing for the next thing that we want for the people that we represent. That's the Labour method. That's who we are. People who believe in taking on responsibility, people who want to fix the problem. And in March of 2011, our country had a very big problem. Our country was broke. Fianna Fáil had handed its deeds over to the banks and handed control over to the Troika. And what did Labour do? Did we walk away? Did we turn our back on our country and seek the safe ground of opposition? We could have done. But that's not who we are. That's not in our DNA. We did what Labour people always do. We put our hand up. We took on the responsibility and we got stuck into fixing the problem. And since that conference, when we voted to enter government, we have been involved in the biggest negotiation in the history of this movement. renegotiating the bailout from within, taking a plan that was unworkable, taking it apart brick by brick and putting it back together into something that could work. And what has been the result? The result is that in 2 weeks' time, Ireland will leave the EU IMF bailout. The result is that the Irish economy is growing again. The result is that whereas 3 years ago, 7,000 jobs were being lost every month and had been lost for every month for 3 years, we are now creating 1,200 net new jobs every week. 3 years ago, when the EU and the IMF arrived here, our critics believed that what we have now done was simply not possible. They didn't believe that we would exit the programme at the end of 2013, and some of our opponents at times seemed to hope that we wouldn't, because they are happier exploiting the country's problems rather than solving them. We knew